If God is real, or if God really cares about humanity like he says, then why is there so much evil in this world? If you've ever asked this question, then this video is for you. Many times when this question is asked, it beckons a deeper question. Why did God even give man a free will to choose in the first place? Because a lot of evil that we see today is as a result of man using his free will to do evil. In fact, when I was a kid, I remember I used to wonder that if God knew that Adam and Eve were not strong enough to resist the temptation of the serpent, then why did he allow the serpent to coexist in the same garden with them? But now I know better. This free will that we have been given, it's a gift from God, the gift of free will that we have. It is almost like a mirror that shows us that we are not as good as we think we are, and we are not as strong as we think we are. It just reveals our inadequacy as humans and reveals our need for help. It's just like how Paul said in Romans, when I want to do good, I see myself doing evil instead. And it shows us that no one is good, no one is holy, no one is righteous, just like the Bible says. Even if you think you are responsible, you will definitely remember times in your life when you made mistakes. And that just shows us, right, that we are inadequate as humans. Now, God in his wisdom has given us free will. It is not for us to blame God for the evil that has resulted from this free will, but for us to realize that we do not have the power to use this free will as we ought to. And because of this realization, we now surrender this will back to him, that through his power at work in us, we now have the strength to choose right as we ought to. Because if we look at it, the wrong choices that we make every day, even though they might seem so inconsequential, actually has ripple effects, not just on us or on our offspring, but also on the world at large. Let me give you a very basic example. So imagine a home where both parents are always fighting and they don't have time for the children, right? And these children now grow up with so much violence, neglect, and they don't feel loved. And in a bid to find some form of identity, they go and join the wrong company of friends, and then they now begin to commit crimes and become a menace to society. The evil that has resulted from the actions of these children cannot be blamed on God. Rather, we can see that it is the result of wrong choices that has been made, starting from bad parenting down to the child who, in his or her brokenness, chose the wrong company and began to commit crimes. So the evil happenings in this world is not for us to blame God, but for us to realize all the more why we need him. And this is why Paul said, I die daily. Because Paul realized that every single day he had to surrender his will to God. Because left to us, we are going to make disastrous mistakes with this free will that we have been given. So the question, why is there so much evil in this world, is not for us to blame God, but for us to realize all the more why we need him to restore the brokenness in our souls that has led to this broken world.